fault, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I enlist you all to help me remember. Okay. Okay, surveys. I think we're just this one. Go. I'm sure I've even got it like favorited or something. Okay, let's see what it's saying. So the 22 to 23 uh, will be released in September. So this is the one that they're going to be collecting soon. And if we go into academic libraries for spring, okay, I don't need, there we go, survey form. Current survey materials. If this is the right thing, I'm going to definitely favorite place it. Yes, it is. And let's do that. And for now. And I'll share this in chat. All right. Um, so all you like, it seems kind of silly because you're like, well, why do I need to know what school it is? Um, but it doesn't. I just usually choose enough. Um, and then it'll tell you the different sections that you need. And then if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, it's the academic libraries one. And there's the full package, there's the form, and there's the instructions. I think I always like to use the package because then I've got the instructions next to. Um, so, uh, so we're looking at data on material does not cover all materials held at the end of FY23. So we want physical books, databases, media, serials. This all looks the same, physical and digital. Uh, and you can always click block. Oh, because it's a pop-up. Okay. Held locally and remote, temporary access rights can be acquired. Um, acquisition to be understood as securing access rights through the library databases, catalog, discovery. Um, so one of the things that I will go and make sure is that we have life cycle as active, but also discoverable because I'm not sure the state of all of our filters currently. Got the interlibrary loan services, your number of staff. So far, this is all looking the same. Um, branches, salary and wages, uh, purchases, operations. Here we go. Yeah, changes in reporting. See, there are none. Okay, great. Um, so we'll go ahead and go into, and it doesn't really matter. I always try to access my analytics share folder from Big Bend since I think that's the only one that I can like delete some of the stuff from because like technically I have the 26 different accounts. It's not the same one, even though they're all called Whack-to-Click, which I really should do something about that. I should like change them to like Whack-to-Click first name, college. Um, because then we could track where it is that I made something. So if you have not seen our analytics dashboard before, if you go into Access Analytics and you go to Catalog, uh, and then Shared Folders and Community, Reports, Consortia, and then whack to click, and there's some older ones. This one is an older one, this IPEDS whack to click, that I'm no longer updating. I am doing the statistics reporting dashboard. So if you click on that folder, you'll see that I do dates when I do a significant change on anything, and then a few that I'm working on. So then if we look at our statistics dashboard and hit expand, it will show us all of the different reports that are in it. And so I'm just gonna go back and just do edit so that you guys can see if you're not familiar. So patron counts, so one of the things that when I found this, like it's the old, nope, I hate that you can't just like go back. The IPEDS dashboard, do not move or modify or delete. It has a lot of stuff in here that is not actually in iPads. And so my goal is to take this, like the pages from this that will help you do iPads and put them in iPad, and then take the ones that you need for ACRL and put them in one that says ACRL. So we know exactly like what's going what. So what we need for iPads is uh, collection size. So we just need books, databases, media, serials. And so we have the physical titles. And here is the reports. And like I put in the definition of what gets counted as books, what does not get counted as books. The title count prompt, if we go in here, we can double check that this title count prompt is uh, so titles that were created on or before. So you can change this. I can edit this. Um, edit for the new fiscal year. Open prompt from catalog. Go. Oh my gosh. Nope, that's not what I want. I just want to edit. Uh, there we go. So I'm going to change this to our fiscal 23. So that one should be ready to go. So created on or before this last year, end of fiscal year. And then if we go, oh, Oracle's having a good morning. So then this prompt is applied to this stuff. We can look at this, edit analysis. We've got generic title count. And so so it's not suppressed from repository. It is in repository. Not sure why we see this is the kind of thing I'm like, that could be cleaned up. The item creation date is prompted, and then it also says, yeah, see, this could be cleaned up. Um, so that looks okay because it's in repository and it is not uh, suppressed. So anything that uh, got deleted. Uh, okay, so then we're gonna go back again to the other one, which I think actually shows by material type. And if we edit this analysis, so here we have uh, full book count between all of the locations. Um, computer file may or may not be accurate, as we well know. And of course, all of this may or may not be accurate, as we well know. But then we want to make sure not suppressed is active, creation date is prompted, and it's in repository. So, fantastic. Go back to this last one. There's one more analysis in here, and that is generic title count by item material type. So we have bibliographic and item. And so when I go here, so the bibliographic material type was showing 41 some thousand. And this one again shows like 41,474, but it's got much better, more granular, and you know, can see like, oh, okay, there's only 2 under unknown. So yeah, it's kind of, I think, up to you which you use. Does anyone um like have a feeling of whether bibliographic material type or item material type would somehow be preferable to the other? I'm very curious to know because it's both from, they're all from subject area of physical items,
My
right?
general experience has been that item material types are more reliable than the material types in
Yep.
the bibliographic record because so many folks are just using, the default book bib when they create
Mm-hmm.
local in-house records for things that aren't books.
Yeah. So, and then my other kind of thought is um, title count might also not be the most accurate because if you've got multiple copies of a title, which, you know, I'm sure that is not uncommon, you're not going to get those um, all of those items. You're only going to
Really,
get like,
can you jump back to the IPEDS page that says what we're supposed to?
gosh, so
Okay,
book,
yeah, I read that. So report the total number of each category. So I'm reading that as an item, a count of the items, not a count of the titles.
yeah. So it says documents held and, you know, like acquisition in that it is discoverable. So like, yeah, like if someone can discover 5 copies of a title, to me that's 5. So which you can see the differences here. Um, so we've got a lot of probably multiple um of something of a textbook, you
Yeah.
know, like obviously when it
Another,
comes to
sorry,
journals, that's different.
another reason to rely on the type in the item and not the bib record is we do still have multi-volume thing. Like a lot of them are kind of old at this point, but it used to be really common to have a book with a CD-ROM, a book with a CD, a book with some software.
Mm-hmm. I'm just making a note for myself because when I clean these up, I want to then write good descriptions and explanations. Um,
George, you're on the call, right? Or no, did George leave?
yeah, George is here.
Oh, okay. George, when you've done IPEDs in the past, have you done volume counts, right?
You do title count and volume count, both.
Okay.
Yeah, and we don't have
Is,
and then here's the physical volumes one. So we've got the volume count by item type. So we can take a look at this one.
is the title and volume, was that something that iPads used to do and now they only
Just say number.
require a volume count? Because I remember doing reports of like, here's the number of titles, here's the number of volumes. And they very definitely had to be the
Separate.
two
Yeah.
different categories.
That's how I recall it as well.
Okay.
I think this is just a custom name. Wait, why do I? Yeah, it's just number of items. With a column heading. So yeah, so this is the situation where, like um these this is, the old stuff, so I will update to the streamlined because it seems like this is the one that we need. And we're getting a lot closer to that number um, that we saw for item count when I added that. So that this says 45, that one was 46. So I'll be curious to see what the difference is. Maybe they've added 100 items since, because I'm not sure if this one is prompted. Item creation date is prompted, so it's probably just in the last year, and I can update that prompt. So these won't be bad. This one just won't be the most streamlined. So, but I'll still make sure they're updated in case that's what people are used to using and seeing, or if they need it for something else. All right. Now we'll probably get the same numbers from page to page. Okay, so physical volumes should give you the IPEDS data for the books line. And then we've got electronic collections, our e-titles, which we should see how that is constructed, and our portfolio counts. Let's go ahead and edit this
Oh,
analysis.
there's some upcoming eLuna Learn session.
Yeah, about analytics. Is it?
Yeah, and the one of the presenters is sharing a dashboard where they say they've specifically solved the problem of reporting on portfolio records that were available as of a given date that
Oh,
may no
mm-hmm.
longer be available.
Um, yeah, I think I saw. It's not this eLuna Learns. It's like coming up. It's the next one, the
Yeah, yeah.
analytics one. I'm not gonna register now, but I will look at. this, the FLVC statewide IPEDS analytics.
Yeah.
Let's just take a look under the hood of it then, shall we? So and they have quite a few good ones. The other one that I go in and check out is CUNY. So we've got FLVC. Let's check out their dashboards. CERC and loans. Okay, not there. Maybe it's under physical items.
Or maybe they haven't shared the dashboard to
Yet, because they're
everybody.
trying to get people to. Aha. I bet you this is what it's based on, though. E-inventory additions by year and forecast. Oh, that's good. Who's speaking?
Oh, sorry, forgot to mute.
So yeah, okay, so Hisham Maki, and that's who created this one. That's probably not going to work on ours because it's got something. So portfolio creation date is greater than. So we've got so they've done some formula stuff of number of portfolios in repository and somehow then divided by, wow, okay. So a change in, and so creation year and creation quarter tells you when, that way if, yeah, okay, hold on. I'm going to save as so I don't mess there. And then we'll get rid of some stuff. Still want to know how they did it. I'm not sure I just, what is it? FLVC.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay, so then if I I'm going to go ahead and delete change in forecast because I suspect that those are the ones that are. Yeah. So then you can just straight up see how many got created. And so if you're like, okay, well, quarter 3, okay, the number, that must be the ones that are created. Yes? Yes, because then that's the total. So if you're like, okay, I need what was at end of quarter 2, then you just take this number of 397 instead of the bottom number of 467. But I can for sure play with this, and October 25th, I don't think I'm able to go to that live, but I can watch the recording and like learn the things because I thought this cataloging statistics one would also be really interesting. I'm not sure that, like professional development using linked data is applicable to any of us, but wow, yeah, so beautiful visualization there. Cool, very cool. And then how are they accounting for any that are deactivated? I guess if it's in repository. That's now I have to go. I had to find out what they were like, how they figured it out. Okay, so yeah, so like our iPads one is not just iPad stuff, it's a lot of stuff. But for media, this one's why we've got all the material type codes on our analysis, because that way you don't have to like run it multiple times. You've got all of it in one thing. And so the physical volumes one I think has with the item type, so you can use that. The electronic collections and the e-title counts. Let's see what this one, how it's constructed. So activation date is prompted. So they found the, what was it? It was year. Year, quarter, type, number of e-titles. And yeah, so this tells you exactly when they were added, but it should only be counting ones that are currently in the repository. So if you do a running total, I'm just curious as to why theirs only starts in 2021, because if they're doing a running total and they activated portfolios before then, what's your thought
But
on that, Kirsty?
so you said, so the formula, sorry,
Their
so the formula at the end is still only reporting on things that are currently active?
yes, so if we go
Okay,
into the
because that's a
criteria,
flaw.
yeah,
Because one of the whole big issues has been for a lot of folks that July 1st is the end of a fiscal year, and sometimes subscriptions and that. So just because something is inactive now doesn't mean you didn't have access to it on July
in June.
1st or June
So
9th or whatever the date is.
yes, but this is marking when things were created,
Right.
and it's limiting to the life cycle being in the repository, which should only be taking out those that you've completely deleted, if that makes sense.
I think I need
Um,
to see a presentation.
yeah, for sure. Because this one is creation. It's not like activation or deactivation. But then if we look at, we could do number of available. That seems new. I don't remember that. And number of unavailable. Okay. Let's see what this gives us.
Yeah, what's the oh actually I was gonna say what's the difference between available versus in repository, but no, I know that. I'm just not a morning person.
Yeah, and I'm glad that I kept this 10 o'clock because I think there are some people who can only do the 10 o'clocks, but I too am feeling a little more with it in the afternoon. Okay, it's definitely pulling lots of additional data. Aha. So we now see under the total number, it's the available and the unavailable. So that, yeah, I want to see what they've learned about these formulas. And the running total, I've done it probably 6 times and I still am not very good at remembering how to do it. But basically you put like any extra column and then you edit formula and then you put in the running sum. What is this one is okay, running sum. Okay. And you choose like available. Think. See if I broke it. And I'm going to do a save as on this one so that I don't overwrite what was functioning. Oracle needs a theme song. Waiting on Oracle. Okay, yeah, so I didn't break it. But we know that 640,000 e-titles is more than what's currently available. So they must have figured out how, yes, remember they were like, it subtracted unavailable from available. Okay, hold on. Sorry, this is probably not the most fascinating thing you've seen, but maybe maybe it will be helpful if you do attend that session to have some idea of how it was done. or how not. Some of you know that my husband works with extremely large data sets, and he just hates soft so much. And uh, so the fact that like CTC Link is built on PeopleSoft and Alma Analytics is built on PeopleSoft, every time I'm like, oh, I'm having this problem with this, he's like, because it's
No. Analytics is OBIEE, Oracle Business Intelligence Enterprise Edition.
I thought Oracle was owned by PeopleSoft.
Oh, maybe. You could be right. Who knows who owns everybody at this point?
Yeah.
We are owned by PeopleSoft. Yeah, I have a friend who works corporate IT, and he was referring to OBIEE
Oracle
as.
owns PeopleSoft.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was calling OBIEE. Oh shoot, what was it? Corporate consultant welfare.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. And oh, okay, so we've got all the books in the journal. So if we filtered to just books, because that's what we're looking for, maybe we'd have that number that like what was made unavailable. Interesting. I do think it's valuable to see how they built theirs and what they learned in the process about where these numbers come from. So I will put it on my list to get registered for that, so I have access to the recording. Analytics, because I think we've seen already that probably takes people who know more about these functional things than I do. But very fascinating. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna save this as the title count in. That's I don't know that will actually tell me what the heck I was doing, but at least it's something. Okay, let's go back to our statistics dashboard so I know what needs to really be streamlined for IPEDS. And then we can take a look at yeah, so really we just need the physical volumes and the electronic collections. Now ACRL does collect different information. And here's the 2023. All right, instructions. My goodness, 48 pages. Okay, so a lot of this stuff we know is the same. Let's look at changes. Okay, so what? Okay, added questions 0A and B to collect data on reporting structures, remove statement about law and medical libraries, remove question about external contribution. Okay, and then library circulation usage section updated to better align with IPEDS reporting. IPEDS reporting. Where's the circulation part? It says library. Oh, library circulation is right here. Skipped right over that. Report usage of titles, whether viewed, downloaded, or streamed. Include circulation uses for ebooks, e-movies, e-serial titles only, even if the title was purchased as part of a database, and then do not include institutional repository documents. So it says viewed, downloaded, or streamed. So that is going to be in the counter 5, the things that are marked as request, not investigation. See ya, Kirsty. And I believe they're like, oh yeah, use, I think they say DR DB1, but from counter there are actually several that you can use. You don't have to use that one specifically, although so we've got the electronic usage that I did update for book usage, but a lot of our a lot of the bigger databases are the only ones that have IRM1, and some of them do not have TRB1, and so it's yeah, these aren't the best. I think I'd like to break out the different ones and explain why they're different, because I've got a spreadsheet now of all of the different vendors that don't provide the TRs or the IRs. And it's quite a lot of them. So knowing what number from PR or DR you can use instead, I think would be a good add to this. So, okay. And then our circulation one, we've got circulation by location. See, again, like a lot of this stuff is probably great data that you do want to have, but it is not required for iPad. So I'd like to just clean that up. Yeah. And then, so they've changed the name for some of these. Oh, they changed the question number. That's, I was like, what? Because I was like, new number. So they've changed the number. They've changed total circ to total usage for physical and digital circulation. They've removed ebook specific, which is very interesting because iPads does not have ebooks specific. It just has full digital and electronic. So that means that we can definitely simplify this sucker because we no longer need to have ebook usage and journal usage and multimedia usage if both are just going with total usage. So that's excellent. It does still look like they have e-serials usage as separate. I'd like to know whether this total usage, so there's definitely some investigation to do on what exactly they mean as far as um, total usage. So in the directions up here, it should be somewhere. What did it say? Number. Okay, total physical circ, ebook, and e-media usage, e-serial. Let's go here. All right, so this is digital electronic titles. Include ebooks and e-media titles if the title was part of a database. Do not include usage of titles in DDA or PDA collections until they have been purchased. And do not include transactions of the physical video because they would be under physical circ. So they've combined ebook and e-media, which is great because that should then we should be able to do, I'll have to look and see because we may then be able to do, oh God, yeah, I'm gonna have to look and see because that's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be a little different. And yeah, so it's saying these two, but again, I don't think it's, and then the e-serial. So it says TRJ1 and add OA if discoverable. So I think that's maybe one where we need to make sure that our current stuff, because the TRJ1 does not include OA, and so that's all we're pulling um, in this uh, dashboard. So yes, so it looks like electronic usage got a pretty big overhaul from ACRL, and that will be very interesting. Okay, well, I hope that this was illuminating for you. I'm glad I was able to go through this with with all you. I always appreciate Kirsty's observations, and I encourage you guys all to call me out if you see something. So the last thing that I did want to do a quick search for, because we were talking about Primo usage. And so I could do a search, but we'll just do a new analysis and I'll show you really quick. So if you go down to subject area and Primo discovery, and use measures. Nope. Oh, interesting. That's now I know that you can do it. Where is it? Is it system events? Because I looked at it, I found an out of the box one, which then I didn't save. Of course. Event details. See if this is in here. Nope. Okay, well, just kidding. I'll have to find that again. But it is possible to run. This is gonna come up with something if I try and search it. And it's gonna take forever. But I should have saved it when I found it. Because I want to say it was not in the first page of results either. Okay. Active link resolver. Yes. Yeah. See. Temper. Did I? Okay, I'm gonna have to figure this out because it was a cool one. No, that's open URL. Shoot. Shoot. So now I want to look at this one again. I probably already saved it. No, okay. All right, I'm gonna stop share. But thanks so much for being here this morning. I will definitely be working on that cleaned up, trimmed down IPEDS ACRL with some good explanations of how those numbers come in so that if you do need to tweak it for your own institution, you can. When I have it tweaked and ready, I will get it moved into the statistics reporting dashboard, and I will label it IPEDS ACRL 2024 since, it'll be due in the spring of 2024. And then I'll write the description of for FY23. So I look forward to showing you guys that in our next analytics meeting and also finding that Primo user behavior report that I swear I saw it. So have a great week. I do believe that we have quite a few registrants for sushi harvesting. Definitely still welcome to join us for that. And we have a Thursday afternoon meeting for norm rules and cataloging. So I will hopefully see many of you in the next couple of days. And if not, have a great weekend and I'll see you later.